Brookings Bobcats. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's ESD football matchup between our guests, the Harrisburg Tigers, and your hosts, the Brookings Bobcats. The Brookings School District welcomes you to Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium and Bobcat football. As guests of SDSU in this stadium, we ask that you please show respect for the facility, players, coaches, officials, and everyone in attendance. Please refrain from derogatory remarks, and please support all participants in a positive manner. This contest is being conducted by the administration of Brookings High School under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. Please enjoy the game and support these student athletes while modeling good sportsmanship. Tonight we have 10 special Bobcat seniors who we would like to recognize. Seniors for the cheerleaders. Amber Rockford, parents Deb and Gary Rockford. Amber has been a positive and influential leader during her time with Bobcat Cheer. She was always working hard and pushing those around her to do the same. I love the way she carries herself with grace and constantly looking out for her teammates. Her kindness to others and passion for the sport will be missed on the mat and sideline next year. Faith Calder, parents Dustin and Rachel Calder. Faith was new to the Bobcat cheerleading this year. In a few short months, she stepped up immensely as a leader and athlete. I love the drive she has and her coachability in all she does. Her ability to adapt and push herself is admirable, and we will miss her contagious smile next year. Maya Gunvoldson, parents Darcy and Nathan Gunvoldson. Maya has been a motivating leader from the moment she joined Bobcat Cheer. She was always cheering her teammates on, pushing them to be great, and pushing herself as well. She's a teammate who is reliable, encouraging, and looks out for the betterment of her team. Her outgoing and loud personality will be missed. Grace Lesnar, parents Sean and Kathy Lesnar. Grace has been a very knowledgeable and strong-willed leader. She continues to look for ways to better herself and her teammates. I love the way she pushes the team to find the why and drive for this sport. She is one of our strongest motivators, from team huddles before performances to long and stressful practices. The laughter and fierce attitude she brings will be missed. Now a message from Coach Sinsma. Seniors, I have had the privilege to watch all of you grow throughout the years on and off the field and mat. I love the spirit and energy you have brought to each practice and game. You ladies constantly keep me on my toes and provide limitless entertainment. As you move forward, remember to always be a kind human. No other skill or talents matter if you aren't kind to yourself and those around you. Try your hardest with all you do and don't be afraid to fail. The consistency and effort you put forth will always show in the end. Thank you for helping build the program and Bobcat Pride. Whatever your next adventure, know that you have a community cheering you on. Don't forget where you come from and how you got there. You are each building your own legacy. Continue to grow in all aspects of life, and don't be afraid to take chances. I'm proud for all you have done and willing to accomplish, most importantly, for the respectful young ladies you are becoming. I will always be your biggest cheerleader in all seasons of life. Let your light shine. As always, go Bobcats, Coach Simmonsma. And now your 6 football players for this year's senior night. Number 28, Austin Anderson. Thank you for always being willing to step up in time of need for someone. Whether this was on offense, defense, or special teams, you were one of the first to step up and try to make position. Number 30, Ethan Houghton. Thank you for your sacrifice, passion, and belief in this program, and for always advocating our culture and our family. I'm hoping we get to see you play on Saturdays. Number 45, Spencer Bacher. Thank you for coming to practice every single day with a great work ethic, giving your best, and never making excuses. Number 62, Luke Hansen. Thank you for your wisdom, dependability, sacrifice, and always giving your absolute best. It has been awesome seeing how far you have come within our program. Number 65, Braden Stadler. Thank you for believing in our culture, being coachable, passionate, and always bringing a positive attitude. Your leadership to our young guys is always appreciated. Number 71, Joey Fitzpatrick. I wish we had more seasons, but you made the most of every minute you had. Thank you for believing in our culture and always bringing 110%. Now a message from Coach Clark. Seniors, I want to congratulate you on a great season. Most of you have had the privilege of coaching for the past 4 years, and it has been an enjoyable experience watching you grow as individuals and as a team on and off the field. I'm extremely proud of you for that. Thank you for your commitment, servant leadership, courage, and sacrifice you have given this program, which does not go unnoticed. You will be missed, but understand the tradition you helped build upon will continue growing after you are gone, and that is your legacy. A few things I always want you to remember. First, be a good guy. Nothing in life matters unless you're a good person. Second, no matter what you do, give your very best, and you can live without regrets or excuses. Lastly, do not fear failure. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it for your future successes. I wish you the very best of luck in your future endeavors as each of you strive to raise the flag every day. Remember, once a Bobcat, always family. Coach Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to join us as we honor America with our national anthem. As a reminder of proper respect for the flag is to remove your hats, stand at attention, and place your right hand over your heart. Active and retired military personnel may salute and show proper respect to the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Now for tonight's introductions. Let's meet the cheerleaders from the visiting Harrisburg Tigers. Kinsey DeHaven, Piper Fridwick, Natalie Gardner, Elsie Hagan, Addison Houck, Graceland Hill, Alexander Yonke, Brenna McElroy, Kara McGrady, Molly Maludi, Addison Steichen, Emma Stiles, Lucy Tressler, Isabel Worth, Caroline Wright, Emma Kuiper, Coach Maddie Miller, and Coach Eve Langrick. And your hometown Bobcat cheerleaders, Grace Lesner, Chloe Barber, Bailey Tacroni, Maya Gunvalson, Lucy Simmons, Olivia Hawks, Amber Brockberg, Katie Marshall, Faith Caldwell, Grace Volstad, and head coach Hannah Simmons. And here's your starting defensive lineups for the Harrisburg Tigers. At nose guard, a senior, number 74, Max Elrod. At end, a junior, number 16, Isaac Ostrom. At end, a junior, number 64, Eli Dieter. At safety, a senior, number 2, Cohen Cook. At safety, a sophomore, number 32, Bradley Esser. At cornerback, a senior, number 6, Logan O'Connor. At cornerback, a junior, number 5, Justin Cabrera. At linebacker, a junior, number 12, Carter Bear. At linebacker, a senior, number 9, Sam Just. A linebacker, a senior, number 25, Levi Danielson. And at linebacker, a junior, number 21, Matai Mayer. Harrisburg is coached by Preston Northern, Chase Hurt, Drew Rensterman, Jordan Buckholz, Tyler Muth, Nathan Caruth, Jason Donlin, Keith Flemmer, Tyler Maxwell, and head coach Brandon White. And now the defensive starters for your hometown Brookings Bobcats. At linebacker, a senior, number 45, Spencer Bacher. At linebacker, a junior, number 46, Gabe Stern. At linebacker, a sophomore, number 10, Bergen Tetzlaff. At linebacker, a senior, number 30, Ethan Huffman. At defensive back, a junior, number 1, Will Conrad. At defensive back, a junior, number 4, Charlie Bisgard. At defensive back, a sophomore, number 23, Gavin Hamrick. At defensive back, a junior, number 3, Dougie Thomas. At defensive tackle, a senior, number 71, Joey Fitzpatrick. At defensive end, a senior, number 28, Austin Anderson. At defensive end, a junior, number 86, Egan Jensen. The Bobcats are coached by Curtis Hughes, Connor Lindbergh, Jared Hunter, Tyson Stillbrain, Jason Siebert, Tyler Schneider, Darren Moore, Cole Donovan, and the head coach of the Bobcats, Brady Clark. Finally, the official first tonight's contest, the referee, Derek Owen, line judge Tom Reese, umpire Steve Pryor, back judge Casey Volker, and linesman John McGrath.
Good evening. Harrisburg, you are visitors. This is Head, Tail. What is it called? Thank you for coming. Go ahead. Harrisburg, as another call is selected to receive first game. Good luck, gentlemen.
we've said all night, they've got a little tougher task ahead of them, but it starts right here as Harrisburg's going to get the ball.
I've been studying the flag since I was confused by it earlier. It's blowing out of the northeast to the southwest. That's the prevailing direction it's blowing. So kind of at the Bobcats' back, left to right. So that's why they chose to be on this end after Harrisburg chose to receive. So Drew Johnson has it teed up on the 40. Well, he did. Then it
For a second.
and the wind decided, I'm going to pick up here for a quick second, make it more difficult. You re-tease it, and we'll get ready to go here. Max Carlson and Braden Fieldy, the deep men for the Tigers, standing on their own 5. It's a short, high kick just across the 30, taken by one of the up backs. Hauptmann can't tackle him. He's across the 35, across the 40. Ball squirts out. We've got to fight for it around midfield. And the fumbler on the play was number 25, Levi Danielson. And the Bobcats come up with the turnover on the opening kick. You talked about a defensive stand, Alec, and they didn't even have to do it.
And again, this all comes back to the weather, too. I mean, not many times are guys returning kicks in this weather. The short kick, too, most of the time your return men might be more comfortable with it. That was a shorter kick to a guy who probably doesn't maybe get kickoff returns a lot. What else? Well, how else could you want to start the game for the Brookings Bobcats?
Beautifully done for the Bobcats, and their offense is out on the field. They're just in Harrisburg territory at the 49-yard line. Here's your opening snap of the game, brought to you by Snap Fitness. And it's a handoff to Conrad on a jet sweep. He's got a little room. He cuts it up, hit, got his legs taken out. He's down at around the 40-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of the first down. That's about a gain of 9 right there. First snap of the game brought to you by Snap Fitness. Get 24/7 access to your locally owned fitness facility. Members get access to the best range of cardio, strength, and functional training equipment. Snap Fitness, South Main in Brookings.
And Conrad's so good at those sweeps when he gets the blocking like he had right there and he can get outside. He's so quick. Huge 9-yard gain there to start the game.
Hunnemer in the gun. Brings Conrad in motion again. They're going to hand it off right up the gut, though, to the jersey buddy of Alec Johnson. And he breaks a couple of tackles. Does Gavin Hamrick and almost busted one. He got to the 22-yard line. And that's a beautiful gain for Hamrick. There's a gain of about 19 right there. So the Bobcats have a fresh set of downs. And the beginning of this game couldn't be going much better for Brookings. The issue with them is sustainability throughout the season. We'll see if they can carry this through here. Hunnemer in the gun. 2 wide to his left. Conrad in motion from the slot to his right. Fakes the handoff, pitches it out. Hamrick cuts it up. Was meant to go outside, but he read it right. He cut it up, and he gets to about the 14-yard line. That's a gain of 8. We'll bring up 2nd and 2.
And again, this is just where the weapons are so big for the Bobcats. After that very first sweep by Conrad, Harrisburg has to keep an eye on him every time he goes in motion. But then you've got that power back of Hamrick who can get 5, 6, 7 yards a carry. This is the stuff Brookings is going to have to continue to do. But at the same time, later on, they will have to mix it up because Harrisburg will eventually catch on. But still, it's an excellent start here for the Bobcats 2 minutes into the game.
2nd and 2. 2 wide to the right. H-back in motion to the right side. That was Hauptmann. Hand off to Hamrick. He tries to bounce it outside. Reaches out, stiff arms. He's going to be taken down, though. And that was Carter Byer coming up to make the tackle from his linebacker spot. That's going to be a loss of a couple there. Loss of about 3 brings up 3rd and about 5. As we approach 9.5 to go here, Bobcats, the opening kick. Return was fumbled by Harrisburg, and the Bobcats have been driving.
Expect to see a lot of 4th down territories tonight with this win, especially in this situation. You don't need all 5 right here. If you can get it to a 4th and manageable, that's something Brookings would like to do.
Hand off to Conrad. Tried another jet sweep, this time left to right. He gains nothing. It'll be 4th and 5 from the 17-yard line. And we'll see what the Bobcats want to do here.
I take that back. They're going to kick it.
They're going to try to kick the field goal. It's about a 35-yarder. Out to hold is Tetzloff. Drew Johnson awaits the snap. There it is. Tetzloff gets it down. The kick is no good. It must have been short, or was it right? It must have been to the
I
right.
think it was to the right from up
Yeah.
there. It looked like it did have the distance as it almost landed by those dotted lines behind the post. So
It looked like it did, Ted. I did too, and it looked like from this angle it went through, so I was confused. I think you're right. It did go to the right. Long enough, but no good. So the Bobcats unable to come up with any points after the fumble on the opening kick by the Harrisburg Tigers. So the Bobcats defense out there, and Harrisburg comes out there. Sam Newth, 110 completions on 155 tries this year at quarterback. That's 71%, over 1,730 yards, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Little jet sweep, they hand it off. Runner on the far sideline going to be taken out, and is Braden Fieldy. He's going to pick up good yardage, about 9, brings up 2nd and 1. A little misty rain falling right now. It's shut off just before kickoff and then picked back up. Low snap. Newth goes down to get it. He goes out into the flat, has his man. He's going to have some room across the 40, taken out on the far sideline by Dougie Thomas at the 42. That's a gain of 13. That was Titan trying with the catch. He's got 9 touchdowns receiving on the year. And just a shade under 700 yards receiving on 33 catches, so they'll have to keep an eye on him as well. Newth in the gun. He hands it off right side, gives it to Levi Danielson, who's out to about the 45, maybe 45 and a half. Gain of about 3 or 3.5 yards. Brings up 2nd down. And 7, a little less than 7. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Newth in the pistol. 4 wide. Fakes the handoff and goes out into the flat. Has his man, and that is Trevor Weedy, who's got the first down plus some across the 45. They're going to put him right on the 45. So it's a fresh set of downs for the Harrisburg Tigers. Charlie Bisgard with the tackle. Want to say thanks to Bose Construction, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Newth with a low snap. It bounces around the turf. We've got a flag. He just picks it up and runs on the broken play. No gain, and we've got that flag in the backfield. I'm guessing that's going to be a procedure penalty. So they had a man in motion. We'll await the official call by our head referee, Derek Omi. Bobcats decline it, so it's 2nd and 10 because the Tigers were unable to come up with any yards. Well, the ball still on the 45 of Brookings. Sam Newth waits the snap. Offset with the running back Danielson, and we had some movement, no flag. Danielson gets the handoff, squirts through the hole across the 40, and down to the 35, got just what he needed for a first down. That's a gain of 15. He just shot through that line like a cannonball.
And that's where it's too just so tough on the defense. You look at all these stats before the game with Newth and his passing percentage and how much he throws it. You come out expecting they're going to throw a lot, but then you again got guys like Danielson who 2 carries, 13 yards. They can also run the ball. You just don't know what to expect from this Harrisburg offense.
Hand it to Danielson. Struggles past an attempted tackle by Joey Fitzpatrick. Stumbles his way to the 31-yard line. It's a gain of about 4 there. He's only had 271 yards coming into the game, Levi Danielson, but obviously they're leaning on him a little more tonight because of this wind and rain. Been pretty successful here so far. 2nd and 6 coming up here from the 31 of the Brookings for Harrisburg. Newth awaiting the snap. Hands it off again. And this time to number 23, and it's another big gain. That is Josiah Hines, all the way down to the 17-yard line. That's a gain of 14 yards. And a fresh set for Harrisburg as they're chewing up chunks on the ground. Not something they've done much this year, as they like to throw the ball. Newth in the gun again. Hands it off to Hines, right up the gut, got a little bit of room. Finally got tripped up by Egan Jensen across the 15 to the 14-yard line. A gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 on the way. I want to say thanks to Rickus Nelson, fine sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Newth offset with Hines in the backfield. Fakes the handoff. Pump fakes. Now goes to the corner of the end zone. Well played by Dougie Thomas. And I'm not sure if he caught it out of bounds. I think he did, but he was well out of bounds, the receiver. Nice job by Dougie not falling for that play fake. Max Carlson, the intended receiver. He's got 595 yards receiving and 6 touchdowns through the air, on the year as well. 4 touchdowns on the ground, too. He's been productive. Newth in the gun. Hines to his right. Hands it off to Hines, left side. Got some room across the 15. Breaks through an arm tackle and into the end zone. Conrad took him down, but not before he could get across the goal line. Touchdown Harrisburg. And it is 6-0 with 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. So a game where the Bobcats started off looking like they could get some momentum going. Got a fumble recovery on the opening kickoff. Were unable to come up with any points. They missed a field goal from 35. Now Harrisburg drives down and scores most of the work on the ground, too.
Yeah, right there on that drive alone, 57 yards on the ground, 20 in the air. So again, they're able to do both things. Maybe expected them to throw a little more, but again, these conditions might have altered that a little bit. So 57 yards on that first drive. They're going to run the ball a lot tonight.
Trey Hansen, number 80, the kicker for Harrisburg, knocks through the extra points. 7-0 Tigers over the Bobcats. We'll come back in 30 seconds with the kickoff. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats football powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Be a great spot in the parade tomorrow for Hobo Day.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather will cooperate a little better than it has the last couple of days. Trey Hansen has it teed up. It's blown off the tee by the wind again. He'll have to re-tee it here. And he may have, like Logan O'Connor was going to hold. Now he's going to have to, as it blew right off the tee as soon as he had it teed up again. So Logan O'Connor will hold for Trey Hansen. Here's the kick. Short, right. And Candigator lets it bounce. It looked like he was confused as to whether he should catch it or not. He finally dives on it at about the 29, so the Bobcats will have decent field position, but Candigator was hoping somebody would come and take that decision away from him.
I was going to say, I think he looked almost twice back at Hamrick saying, like, hey, you're going to come up and get this because this isn't my job. And then the second time he looked, I think he still saw Gavin wasn't, so he decided, well, I better hop on it before. But yeah, I think there was a kind of a double take of like, hey, you going to come get this?
When Candigator does fall on it, Bobcats ball 1st and 10 on their own 29. 2 wide to the near side of the field, the wide side to the right of Hunemer. H-back to the left. Now he brings Conrad into the backfield, full backfield. Here's the snap. Hand off to Conrad, left side, trying to read his blocks, lowers his shoulder, and grinds out about 2, maybe just over 2 yards here. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. I want to say thanks to Brookings Auto Mall. Bobcat football powered by Brookings Auto Mall. Coming up on 4.5 to play in this first quarter. They're going to give him a gain of 3 apparently. So 2nd and 7 coming up. Tip of the ball maybe just shy of the 32. So same set for the Bobcats here. Conrad in motion again into the backfield. Behind Hunnemer. He hammered to his right. Hand off to Conrad again. He's hit early, spun around, taken down for no gain. 3rd and 7 coming up. I believe that was Sam Just. They're saying Deddard, I believe, was there as well, the defensive end. But yeah, Just came off of the edge there and just got him around the chest area and spun him around.
And again, Bobcats missing a couple of their guys tonight too. Jay Harris, one of those guys that likes to get a few touches here and there. So without him, you're not stuck with, but you've got Hamrick and Conrad doing a lot of the running game. So you're probably going to have to see Brookings throw it here soon, because if you just run it all night, Harrisburg picks up on that. It's not going to go well.
Hunnemer rolling to his right, throws, tried to lob it over the defender, got it over the defender, unable to get it to Alex Wainman as it hits the turf before it gets to him. It'll be incomplete. Be 4th down. You alluded to the injuries. Yeah, that's Jay Harris. He's had kind of some ongoing several issues over the year, and they're given him some time here to try to rest up. Andrew Hahn not playing because of a shoulder injury, and Mason Mathis hurt his ankle in practice this week as well. He won't be out there tonight.
So again, that right there is a running back and your fullback. So your running game injured.
Johnson's punt is blocked. And back inside the 5, I believe that was, again, making a play, number 9, Sam Just. And the ball is going to be recovered inside the Bobcats' 5-yard line. Sam Just coming off the edge again. It's going to be 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line. So the Bobcats had the early momentum, and Harrisburg has stolen it back decisively. So Newth out there. I'm sorry, that's not Newth. They've got a bit of an odd alignment here.
Something the Chiefs would do.
Yeah, this looks like
crazy alignments. And
you're absolutely right. That's Max Carlson, kind of a wildcat look. He's just going to take the ball and run right off the left tackle and into the end zone. Just like that, it is 13-0 Harrisburg with 3:11 to go in this first quarter. They went with an offensive lineman in the backfield for the Wildcat. So Trey Hansen back out there quickly to kick another extra point. Snap and hold are good. The kick is good. 14-0 Harrisburg with 3:11 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back with the kickoff back to the Bobcats. Coming up in 30 seconds, you're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Guessing that's why Carlson has so many touchdowns.
Yeah, you run a play like that. Well, when you can throw, who was that, 74? You're 6'1" lineman, 250. Along with your offensive line, that's not a bad group of guys to follow. It's like that tush push.
3:11 to go in the first quarter. Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. Appreciate you joining us for Friday Night Football here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. A rainy, windy night here in Brookings. The Harrisburg offense has adapted well. 2 drives mostly on the ground. Well, that last one was 3 yards because of the blocked punt. They finish it off with a run into the end zone. Kick bounces inside the 25 through the wickets of Hamrick. He goes back and picks it up at the 12, looking for some kind of avenue to run. He's unable to really find one. He gets back out to the 15, a gain of about 2 on the kick return. Bobcats have it 1st and 10 on their own 15. I want to say thanks to Kubota, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Again, that kickoff right there, I think the previous kickoff, Harrisburg kind of noticed the Canagator-Hamrick miscommunication a little bit. You saw again right there, they did the same thing, so you also wonder too if that's little part of their game plan now. Those kickoffs attack that kind of shorter side. Cannegator, you can tell, doesn't really maybe feel comfortable coming in to get that, but it is a way for Hamrick to run up and get it. So hopefully Brookings kind of figures out something to do on those ensuing kickoffs.
Hunnemer with 2 wide to his right, pitches it out to Hamrick. He almost had to go low for that snap. It wasn't the most accurate of pitches out to his right, and Hamrick doesn't have any room to go anywhere as he's taken down immediately. Sam Just, another play. He has been very busy on defense here tonight. A couple of tackles for loss, a blocked punt. So the Bobcats, 2nd and 15 coming up from their own 10. 2 wide to Hunnemer's left, the wide side of the field. He's in the gun, brings Conrad in motion, fakes the handoff, throws it out, and has his man Wainman across the 15 to the 16, so they get the 5 back they lost, plus a yard, maybe 2, depending on the spot here. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 7. 3rd and 8 coming up here. We're at 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Good pitch and catch there from Hunnemer to Wainman.
It was, and again, those are the plays too that Brookings, if they're going to throw the ball, simple like that. They don't need the 10, 15, 20-yard bombs, but nice simple post routes like that, an in route, nothing too hard, but still you can get a good 6-7 yards from it. Excellent play there to get it to a 3rd and manageable.
Hunnemer throws out to his left and a bit high. It's tipped, and one of the Bobcats catches it. Is that Conrad? He was on his knee when he caught it at the 30. It was intended for Wainman. He tipped it. I think maybe a defender got a hand on it, and it ends up in Conrad's hand somehow at the 30. That's a gain of 13.
Speaking of simple, just like that.
Yeah, draw that up every time. So the Bobcats catch a break on a carom, and they get a first down. Keeps this drive alive. We're coming up on a minute to play in the first. Stony Brook, thanks for being the sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. 2 wide to the short side of the field to the left of Hunnemer, and H-back to the right. That's Houtman. He's now moved over to the left side in motion. Hand off to Hamrick, left side. Not much going for him, just couldn't find an avenue as the defenders were there. First one there was Max Elrod, 6'1", 250-pound senior nose tackle. That's what you want as a high school nose tackle, 6'1", 250 pounds. 2nd and 10 coming up. We're at 35 seconds to go in this first quarter. Bobcats will have to run a play here. It's about a 10-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. Looks like they're going to try to make it the final play of this first quarter. Hunnemer brings Houtman in motion again. A high snap over Hunnemer's head. He goes to the turf and just falls on it at the 21. That's a loss of about 9. And that's a killer. It's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. It'll be 3rd and long when we return. We'll flip ends, and the Bobcats will be going right to left in our second quarter here at Dana J. Dykow Stadium from our point of view in the press box. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with the second quarter coming up next. You're listening to Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Thank you to all our Brooklyn Public School teachers. American Medical provides state-of-the-art medical care united between physicians, experienced professional staff, and access to the entire Avera system. Avera Orthopedics. Keep moving with Avera Orthopedics, the official sports medicine provider for Brookings High School athletics. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your own muscle and joint needs. Trust the leaders in orthopedic care to keep you moving forward. Visit avera.orthopedics to learn more.
Back on the Brookings Radio Sports Network, 3rd and long, a little screen for the tight end Tetzloff, and he gets out to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of about 4. I'll bring up 4th and 15. So Drew Johnson out there. They've got 1 on the marker across the street, or across the field, but it is 4th down. Stop confusing everybody. And by everybody, I mean me. Drew Johnson standing on about his own 15. Oh, they try a fake. They get it to Egan Jensen, or was it a botched snap? Egan Jensen gets it, and he's taken down at the 20. It's a loss, and the Tigers will have great field position.
From the looks, I believe it was a bad snap.
I don't think you would.
Going out 14, 15.
Yeah, Egan Jensen's not a speedster, so I don't think you would snap it to him on a fake punt. That's not his game. He's a big, strong, strapping guy.
Yeah. Now maybe a 4th and 1, and you need
yes, definitely.
I think with the 4th and 15, just a bad snap, and he was able to just get it without the fumble, but nonetheless turnover. And like you mentioned, Harrisburg now starting on the 20.
Newth, empty backfield, goes down the seam, has a man in the end zone. It is caught, and that is a touchdown for Braden Fieldy. And the Tigers, with the wind at their back, take the chance on a play action and find a wide open, I'm sorry, not a play action, but it almost looked like a play action because he went low for the snap, but there was an empty backfield. He threw it down the seam. I'm not sure if the Bobcats reacted to that thinking there may have been a fumble and sucked up a little on defense, but Fieldy was wide open. Hansen out there for the extra point. He is now 2 of 3 as he misses the extra point. It is 20-0 Harrisburg. 11:16 to go in the first half. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with the kickoff next. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Well, the Bobcats have fallen down early here, 20-0 to Harrisburg with 11:16 to go in this first half. I want to say thanks to Anderson Insurance, fine sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. The rain's not heavy, but the wind just makes it look worse with the mist blowing across the field.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not down there.
Very much. Hansen with O'Connor holding again, kicking left to right now. There's a short kick to the right. Candigator lets it go again, and it's going to be Hamrick looking for an avenue. Running to the right side, taken down in the center of the field. And it'll be out to 25. Taking him down there was number 29, Landon Seas. Great name. And the Bobcats will have it 1st and 10. They're going to put it on the 26-yard line. We've got 11:10 to play in this first half. Bobcats would love to get something going on offense on this possession.
Exactly, and even if they maybe don't come out and get points on this drive, if you can get a few first downs, run some time off that clock, get your defense a little breather over there, I think that's something the offense would really benefit from right here. Again, you would love to score to cut into this lead, but at the same time, if you can just get a first down or two to get Harrisburg's defense to stay on the field, would also be beneficial.
Quick pitch out to the left for Hamrick. He's taken down immediately once again. He loses about 3 there. 2nd and 13 coming up. There's nothing doing there on that play as Harrisburg diagnosed it. There were 3 players there waiting to make the tackle. So 10:45 to go in this first half. Bobcats searching to get something going on offense here. 2 wide to the short side of the field to the left of Hunnemer. He brings Conrad in motion, left to right, hand off to Hamrick, who cuts it up. Again, no room, may have gained a yard. It looks like he may have lost a yard. Either that or I think the down marker may have been misplaced on that previous play. 3rd and 14 coming up. Ball, tip of the ball, just shy of the 22. They need to get to the 36. Inside 10 to play in the second quarter. Hunnemer in the gun, hands it off, right up the gut for Hamrick. He grinds out about 2 yards, so that'll bring up 4th and about 12 here. So the punt team for the Bobcats comes back out after a 3 and out. We come up on 9.5 to play here. I want to say thanks to Central Bank, proud sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Drew Johnson with the punt. A low end-over-end kick, and the wind took it. And we got a return, a good return down the near sideline. And that is Titan Tryon. That's going to end up being about a 2-yard net punt. Make it a 4-yard net punt. As they're putting it on the 3 as they put it on the 27. There's a lot of confusion as to where the ball was going to be there. Mostly by me. Newth back out there in the gun. 4 wide, 3 to the wide side of the field to his left. And Danielson behind him. Offset. Hand off to Danielson. He bounces it out right side. Steps through an arm tackle. Gets to the 20. Finally, the defense of the Bobcats catches up and drives him back. First one there was Egan Jensen. Also there was Gabriel Stern. Inside 9 to go here. Ball's at the 20. They need to get to the 17 for a first down to the Tigers. Newth in the gun. Back to pass. Looking downfield, goes over the center of the field, wide open for a touchdown. Max Carlson. And that is the 7th touchdown through the air for Max Carlson on the season. And that's on the year for Newth, his 19th touchdown pass. Clock stopped at 8:33 to go. Hansen out there, Trey Hansen for the extra point. And that one is good. 27-0 Harrisburg with 8:33 to go in this first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kickoff. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Electric believes that educational activities are investment in our youth and is pleased to be a community partner of Brookings High School.
You're listening to Friday Night Football, Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. The Bobcats back out there to receive a kick. With 8:33 to go, they trail 27-0 to Harrisburg. And Hamrick cheating up now on about the 15-yard line. And Conrad still inside his own 10. Steps across the 10 now to the 11. Hansen to kick it left-right. O'Connor holding once again. This time he kicks it deep. Hamrick has to go back. It goes over his head and into the end zone. The Bobcats will take that over that short kick, I think, anyway. So the offense for Brookings coming back out there. See if they can get something going here on this drive. 8:33 to play here in this first half. It is cold and windy. We've got 45, feels like 33 out there.
Doesn't sound fun. Doesn't look fun.
Agreed upon. The Bobcats break the huddle. 2 wide to the near side of the field to the left of Hunnemer. Brings Conrad in motion now into the backfield, full backfield. Hunnemer hands off to Conrad, right side, reading his blocks, picking his way, trying to pick his moment. Shoots forward, only picks up about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. Being patient, just nothing presented itself.
No, and again, too, this is where that Harrisburg defense, they've realized that Brookings doesn't throw the ball a lot. And I think at the same time, their defense is kind of saying, if you want to throw it and Burness, do it. But Brookings just hasn't been able to, so they've got so many guys on that line in the box that when Brookings, does get the ball on the ground, it's not going for really anything. Looking at some of their last carries, Hamrick's 2 yard, -1, -3, Conrad 1-0. So they know now the run is coming, and they've got no problem putting 9-10 guys in the box to stop that run.
Bobcats might have to go to a short passing game, like a bubble screen type of thing. They probably pick up some yards that way. Running for his life in the backfield is Hunnemer. He's taken down at the 15. It's going to be a loss of about 5. 3rd and 15 coming up.
It was kind of like on that play, Hunnemer's second pass of the game to Wayman, just a nice quick slant in. It wasn't a play action, because right there we kind of saw play action. Not enough time for that offensive line to block that Harrisburg defense, not giving Jones enough time to kind of see what he's got. So like you had just mentioned, if they want to throw the ball, it might have to be those simple 4 or 5 yard slants in, something where they're going to gain some yards at the same time, relatively quick to give Jones that time to throw the ball.
Hunnemer in the gun. There's the snap, back to pass, looking, goes out to his right, and it was on target. Looked like a good defensive play. Bradley Esser out there to take away that pass. This one coming up from his safety spot and defending that flat pass, or that out pattern rather. So 4th and long coming out. Drew Johnson will be standing on about his own goal line. He'll be standing right on his own goal line. So they'll be punting it away. Short wobbly kick. Bounces just before the 30. Now takes a Harrisburg bounce. It may have hit the back of one of the Tigers players. They're going to say it did. Bobcats. Oh, they're saying Harrisburg got it.
Gotcha. It looked as though,
yeah, it looked like he was going to point the other way for a second, but no, Harrisburg did get it, but
the effort Brookings gave it, I think
yeah, look
too that it hit just the foot of what looked like 84 Titan Trions, but
it bounced just before the 30, across the 30, checked up and came back to the 30, and it looked like it may have caught the heel of one of the Tigers there, but the Tigers get the ball. And Newth, and the snap is dropped onto the turf. Newth picks it up, trying to find some room to run, avoids one tackler in the backfield and can't avoid the other. Hauptman was in the backfield, and the tackler ended up being Charlie Bisgard. It's a loss of 3 coming up here with the 2nd and 13.
Seen that tonight from both teams, and again, just all goes back to the weather, wet ball. We probably expected to see some of those snaps. It's one thing in dry conditions to even have a good snap, but then you throw in this weather mix. Bound to see a couple more of those tonight still too.
Newth rolls right, throws back to his left into the flat, has his man. He's going to be across the original line of scrimmage, taken out of bounds on the far sideline by Blake Canigator. And that was Danielson with the catch. Gets to the 25. That's a gain of about 8. So 3rd and 5 coming up. Newth offset with Hines to his right. Hands it off to Hines. Hines cuts it up. Falls across the 20. They're going to mark it at the 20, and that's what he needed for the first down, and they're going to give it to him without thinking about it too long. 5.5 to go here. I want to say thanks to Brookings Health System, sponsor of high school sports here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. So 1st and 10, ball just inside the 20-yard line of the Bobcats for Harrisburg. Newth, snap hits the turf again, picks it up, throws across the middle, has his man down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 19 as he hit Tryon. So 1st and goal for Harrisburg. Looked like it could have been disastrous for Harrisburg, and then Newth just calmly picks it up and fires it downfield. Newth going to get the snap in the gun, follows his running back right through the hole and into the end zone. Another touchdown for Harrisburg. 33-0 Harrisburg with 4:41 to go here in this first half. I'm getting word now that it's Knuth. I've been saying it, Newth. It's Knuth. So Sam Knuth having a heck of a night tonight. First rushing touchdown. That's his fifth rushing touchdown of the season. Trey Hansen back out there to kick it. And it is good. 34-0 Harrisburg. 4:41 to go in this second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Andy said he was listening to the radio. Do you know, is my mic on? This one?
All Bobcat athletics and activities. Let our team of agents be a home team advantage for all your real estate needs. Find us at century21brookings.com and go Bobcats.
And it is 34-0. Harrisburg leading with 4:41 to go in this first half. So Hamrick and Conrad back deep again, waiting the kick from Trey Hansen. The ball falls off the tee again, so Logan O'Connor will run over and hold it.
I think that could just be his permanent job.
Yeah, he had been doing it, and then I think he just may have forgotten that time or something. And there's the kick, short right. Hamrick comes up, takes it at the 18. Runs right up the seam, lowers his shoulder across the 30 to the 32, a 14-yard kickoff return. And the Bobcats will set up shop there on this drive with 4:36 to go in this first half. I want to say thanks to a sponsor, Builders First Source. Appreciate them for sponsoring high school sports here. Bobcats offense back out there. Jones, Hunnemer in the gun. Too wide to the wide side of the field is right. Now Conrad in motion behind him, a full backfield. He's going to hand it off right side. And Hamrick is hit, driven back, and they're going to give him forward progress to the original line of scrimmage, or they're going to say he lost a yard. They're going to say he lost a yard. 2nd and 11 coming up here. Well, now they put it back on the 32, so it's no gain. All right. Keeping us guessing. Four minutes to go here in the first half. Hunnemer in the gun. Brings Conrad in motion from the right slot. We'll get a whistle before they get the play off. Flag in the middle of the field. The Bobcats back 5 yards. False start. We're inside 4 to go here.
Only the first penalty for the night for the Bobcats. And again, I know in this instance, 34-0, that's not the positive you want to look at, but you think to some of the costly penalties they had last week defensively on some of those huge third downs. So again, cleaning some things up, but now they just got to get something going on this offense, because the 3 and outs, again, is not just giving their defense any breathers, and the Harrisburg offense is also just wanting to come out and keep putting up points.
Hamrick had a good hold there and churns his way to the 35. That's a gain of about 8. That'll bring up 3rd and 7. It's one of the best, probably the best run since the first drive for the Bobcats. So we've got 2 wide to the far side of the field. The right of Hunnemer, and H-back left, that's Houtman. Conrad in motion. Jet sweep to Conrad. Avoids one tackler, taken down hard by another. He was hit hard by Hines. Josiah Hines put his shoulder pad right in the breadbasket of Conrad and took him down. No gain. 4th and about 7 coming up here. Drew Johnson back out to punt. Tryon, one of the deep men, to return the punt, along with Max Carlson. Short end over end, bounces and went across the 50, bounced back across the 50 into Bobcats territory at the 48-yard line. So Harrisburg will have good field position once again. 34-0. Harrisburg with 2:18 to go in this second quarter. Their offense trots back out there. Sam Knuth brings the troops out. He'll have an empty backfield and 5 wide. 3 to his left, which is the wide side of the field. Brings a man in motion. Going to jet sweep it. And Houtman in the backfield can't make the tackle. Avoiding another tackle on the far side is the end around player, and he's taken down. Is that Austin Anderson? That was, I don't think that was Tryon. I think that was 81, right? That was 81 Brady Field, the Braden Fieldy.
Couldn't tell if it was a hold or blocking the back, something on Harrisburg.
I don't know if we've gotten the official call, have we?
Not yet. They just keep looking down. I don't know if they're trying to.
Blocking the back. We'll have those on the end around plays once in a while. So they're going to elect to accept the penalty. So it'll be 1st and long. I'm waiting to see. Down marker across the field. It's like, where are you putting the ball? Ball's back on the 42. It's 1st and 18. And a little screen to Fieldy. He's got room across midfield, across the 45, across the 40, avoiding tacklers, across the 35-30. Out in the open, it's going to be a touchdown. That is going to be a 58-yard touchdown. Just a simple screen. Just outside the left tight end, and he finds his way all the way across the field from left to right, avoiding tacklers along the way. He avoided 3 or 4 tackles and ends up in the end zone. Trey Hansen back out there for another extra point. 1:42 to go in this first half. Kick for Hansen is good. 41-0. 1:42 to play in this first half. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back with the kickoff next. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats football on a Friday night, powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. Appreciate you joining us. Next week, it'll be Thursday night, the final game of the regular season. And it'll be in Mitchell. We'll have that for you right here on K-Country 102.3 FM and KCountry102.com. Hansen back out to kick. O'Connor holds. Kick to the right. Hammer takes it at the 15, across the 20, lowers his shoulder and powers his way across the 25 out to the 29-yard line. 14-yard kick return. Bobcats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 29. 1:37 on the clock. Say thanks to Modern Woodman being a sponsor for high school sports here. Just over 90 seconds here till halftime.
I think if you're Brookings, you want to just get it to halftime. You've been running the ball all game, so probably expect to see here. But I think if you can just get it to halftime, you get the ball to start the second half. So see if you can just get it here to halftime. Harrisburg does have all 3 timeouts. Curious if they'll call them or if they just kind of know they also want to get this game to half.
Jet sweep to Conrad. He got it turned back, trying to get around the right edge. Tried to reverse field, and he's taken down. He may have gotten face masked. We'll await the official call here from Derek Omi, our white hat tonight. There was a face mask on Max Elrod, the nose tackle. So that'll give him 15 yards. It's a way to get a drive going. And we're inside a minute 30 as they whistle the clock live here. Wainman out wide right. Conrad in the slot. Hamrick to the right of Jones Hunnemer. They bring Conrad in motion. Hunnemer drops back. Pump fakes, now goes out to the left and had Conrad. Couldn't get it to him. That's possibly a wind issue. He's able to fire that out in still conditions. Conrad would have had some room to make something happen. 2nd and 10 coming up. 1:07 to play. Bobcats trailing to Harrisburg 41-0. Hunnemer with 2 wide to his left. Back to pass. Lets it fly. Gets it to Wainman at about the 49. It's a completion. That'll bring up 3rd and about 5. Inside a minute now to play. Ball is at the 49-yard line of the Bobcats. They need to get to the 46 of Harrisburg. It's the snap and the pass out to the sideline, and well placed and caught before going out of bounds. Alex Wainman to the 45. That's a gain of about 6. It's enough for a first down. Bobcats move the sticks. That was good, well-timed. Placed just right, and Wainman kept his feet down.
And again, those were the plays, those quick outs, the 5-6 yards, nothing too deep, but again, quick enough where Jones has time to catch the snap and get rid of it for those short yard gains.
Hunnemer finds Houtman, who almost bobbled it. It was a little bit behind him. He's got it. He's across the 40, taken down at the 43, and we've got a flag at the end of the play. Looked like it was on the tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 2 coming up here, but we'll await the official call here after a flag came in from the far sideline. The clock stopped at 21 seconds. Houtman must have used a stiff arm and grabbed somebody's face mask. It looked like he got tackled by 3 players, and the flag came in. You would never guess it was on the one who got tackled. It was. They called on him indeed. So after that, they'll move him back into Bobcats territory at their own 47. They need to get to the 35 of Harrisburg for a first down. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one with them. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. I want to say thanks to a sponsor, Perkins Storage and Transfer. A windy, rainy Friday night here in Brookings. The Bobcats trailing 41-0. 21 seconds to go in this first half. And after that face masking penalty by Hauptman after the catch and run, ball back on the Bobcats 47. Pitch right, Hamrick. He's got a little room. He lowers his shoulder, gets to midfield, taken out on the far sideline. They're going to say he didn't get out of bounds, though. They'll keep the clock running. Got to just to midfield, a gain of 3. And that'll probably be the final play of this first half. And it is going to do it. That does it for half number 1, 41-0. Harrisburg with the lead. Bobcats will receive the second half kickoff. And we'll take a 4-minute break here. We'll be back with our thoughts of the first half. We'll take a look at some unofficial stats with Alec Johnson during our halftime show a bit later as well. And just kind of parse through the details of this one. It's been all pretty much one-sided. So not a long story to tell, other than just trying to go through all the scores of Harrisburg from that first half. They lead 41-0 over the Brookings Bobcats. Back with your halftime in 4 minutes. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
completions, so things were going in the right direction. They had that 4th and 4, and we had kind of talked about down in this territory, maybe you go for it with these conditions. They tried the field goal, and like we both said, I think it had the distance, must have just missed it right, and then after that, yeah, it has kind of been all downhill for the Bobcats since.
And 41-0 the score. Harrisburg has shown tonight that they're not just a passing team. They can move the ball on the ground if they have to.
Yeah, they can. And again, looking at some of those stats, Sam Knuth on the first half, 7 of 8. He's thrown for 142 yards. He's got 3 touchdowns. Some of those, Max Carlson had caught 1 for 20 yards and a touchdown. Titan Tyron, he's got 3 catches for 36 yards. Braden Fieldy has 2 catches for 78 yards, and he has both touchdowns on those catches. But like you said, they also like to run the ball. Levi Danielson, he's got 4 carries for 24 yards. Josiah Hines has 4 carries for 36 yards. Max Carlson has a 3-yard touchdown run. Knuth has a 1-yard touchdown run. So again, they've been doing it on both throwing and running the ball. They've got 205 total yards in the air and on the ground. At the Bobcats, Jones Hunter, he's 5 of 8, 35 yards. No interceptions so far in the first half. And again, I know looking at the score, you might be like, so what? But thinking back to last week, 6 interceptions. So again, stuff like that, huge improvements. 5 of 8, 35 yards. Gavin Hamrick has 11 carries for 28 yards. Will Conrad has 6 carries for 13 yards. Some receptions for the Bobcats as well. Wayman has 3 catches for 18 yards. Will Conrad has 1 catch for 13. Bergen Tetzloff has a catch for 4 yards. And like we had mentioned, kind of the key things for the Bobcats in the first half was that fumble recovery on the opening kickoff. And then they did have that field goal attempt that had just missed right by Drew Johnson, the 35-yarder, also in the first quarter on that first drive. So other than that, not a whole lot going, but they still have 2 quarters left to come out. Not saying they're going to come back from 41 down. They certainly can. At the same time, though, they need to look at these 2 quarters and kind of figure out what can they improve to help them going next week for that final regular season game.
See if they'll maybe try to continue some of that short passing game. It's something that looks like there's some room there, but it's easier said than done with this wind going out. I got right in your face.
Exactly. But again, that last drive, too, before the half, Jones, his last 2 completions, 5-yarder, 6-yarder. So we had kind of mentioned that in the first half. Brookings isn't a team like we saw Harrisburg. They're not going to have 20, 30, a 58-yard touchdown throw. That's just not them. But they can get those short yard passes going, clip away a little bit at those first downs, because we also saw there was that stint of where Hamrick and Conrad were just getting nowhere in the running game. Harrisburg kind of realized that, hey, they're not going to throw the ball. Let's put 8, 9 guys in the box. So that final drive, much better job by Jones Hummer, just those quick passes. Probably expect to hopefully see some of that here in the second half.
All right, we'll take another break. Thanks for a look at those unofficial stats, Alec Johnson. And we'll take a 4-minute break. We'll be back with more of the halftime show. We'll take a look at some scores around the state when we come back. You're listening to Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Deep to return for the Bobcats, Conrad and Hammer. Hammer on the return for the Bobcats out to the 29-yard line. Flag on the play.
Eight back in the back. Number 34 on the return team. That play will get close. Half the distance to the ball. And the first down.
First down and 10 Bobcats from the 9-yard line.
I turn it off when the restroom breaks in the.
Which everybody applies.
I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. And then I forgot to turn it back on. Looks like a yard carry there. Because I was distracted. I believe that was by Hamrick.
Yes.
Yard gain. 2nd and 9 coming up. Ball is just across the 10. Right at the 10. Hunemer in the gun. Conrad in motion. Going to hand it off to Hamrick right up the gut. He's got a little bit of room. Picks up a couple of yards. Gain of another 2. Bring up 3rd and about 7. And we've got an injured Bobcat. I think that's Gavin Hamrick. After the run, laying at about the 13-yard line on his back. While they tend to him, we will take a break. 41-0 Harrisburg, 10:37 to go in this third quarter. And Gavin Hamrick injured and being tended to. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
"13 carries, the kickoff returns." I mean, he is a guy that gets beat up a lot Friday nights.
And generally dishes out his fair amount of punishment as well. Looks like they're going to help him up. He's on his feet, getting an ovation from the crowd. He's going to walk off under his own power. And doesn't look like he's favoring anything. Maybe the wind knocked out of
I was gonna say
him,
one of those
or
things where I always love to see a guy walk off on his own. That's huge.
Yeah.
And like you had said too, didn't appear to be limping or holding a shoulder or anything.
No.
But again, when you've got that Harrisburg D line hitting you like that, it doesn't take more than just one hit to that rib cage or somewhere to, like you said, just kind of knock the wind out of you.
yeah, hopefully that's all it was and nothing more serious. But he comes off and standing on the sideline, and doesn't look like anybody's tending to him now. So that's probably a good sign as well. So Hunemer in the gun, 2 wide to the near side of the field, the short side. To his left, there's the snap, back to pass. Goes to Wainman, who falls and keeps it off the turf at about the 18-yard line, a gain of 5 there. And that'll bring up 4th and about a yard. And I'm guessing they'll probably go for it here. Looks like they will.
Like we said too, I mean, we said it in the first half right there, that play right there, a nice short 5-yard pass. Jones has enough time. It's not a lot of time, but he has enough time to make the throw. That's Wainman's 4th catch on the night, 23 yards. That's something that's been working well. Hopefully continue to see that here in the second half.
And they flip the set here. 2 wide to the right, the wide side of the field for Hunemer this time. He gets it, hands it off, and Josiah with the carry. Josiah Thomas, I believe, with the carry. It was. Did he pick up enough yards? Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're not going to measure. It's going to be a first down for Harrisburg. It wasn't for a lack of effort. Josiah was kicking and churning and chugging and unable to get any yards out of it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Harrisburg on the 19, or just about the 19, just across the 19 of the Bobcats. Clock running. 9 minutes to go here in this third quarter. So the Harrisburg Tigers, fantastic field position after the Bobcats unable to convert on 4th and a yard. 4 wide for Knuth. Danielson in the backfield with him. He brings Max Carlson in motion from the left slot over to the right side. Trips right. And he goes out in the flat, has that at the 20, dances across the 15, and that was Trevor Weedy with the catch and run to about the 13-yard line. That's a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 coming up. As we're coming up on 8 minutes to play here in this third quarter. I want to say thanks to Bose Construction, being a sponsor of high school sports here. Knuth. That's a little draw, delayed handoff to Danielson. He's got a little room, bounces off a tackle across the 10 to the 9, which is where he needed to get for a first down. That's going to be a fresh set for the Tigers. Should be 1st and goal. And it is going to be 1st and goal. Ball at the 9, Knuth with an H-back and a tight end, and he's got 2 wide receivers. Now he's rolling out to his left, going to throw on the run, and it's incomplete, intended for Tryon, who had to go low to try to keep it off the turf, and it bounces out of there incomplete. So we've got, again, a running clock coming up on 7 to play here. 41-0 Harrisburg, 2nd and goal from the Bobcats 9. I want to say thanks to a sponsor, Rickus Nelson. Appreciate Rickus Nelson. Knuth with the same set here. He's going to hand it off to Danielson. Reads his blocks, cuts it up inside the 5, and knifes into the end zone for a touchdown. 9-yard scamper for Levi Danielson. His 4th touchdown of the year. Makes it 47-0 Harrisburg over Brookings.
You just get behind a big offensive line like that. There's so many holes. I mean, it's tough as the defense, one, to stop it, but then again, when you're Danielson and you just see the guys you're running behind, it makes running the ball look pretty easy.
Yeah, they're big across that line, that's for sure. The extra point is good. They go 230, 260, 255, 250, 215. So, yeah, they're certainly a load across that front line. 6:39 to go in the third. It is 48-0 Harrisburg. We'll be back in 30 seconds with a kickoff next. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcat football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. It is 48-0 here. Harrisburg just about to kick it back to the Bobcats here.
You see Wayneman into return now, so Hamrick's still out, which again is probably more of a safety thing at this point, but Wayneman now in along with Conrad on the returns.
Cale Rollinger is holding now for Hansen. Here comes the kick. High, deep kick, taken by Conrad at the 7. Runs up the left seams, got a little bit of room, tries to bounce it outside, gets his feet taken out from under him at about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Bobcats will have the ball right there to start this next drive. I want to say thanks to another sponsor, Brookings Auto Mall. We appreciate you. Clock running, approaching 6 minutes to play here. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. They're going to put it on the 28-yard line on the left hash. 2 wide right for Hunemer. Brings Conrad in motion. And he drops the snap. It's going to be picked up by the Harrisburg Tigers. There to fall on it was number 89, Aiden Costain. Just couldn't handle it, fumbled it forward, and Costain falls on it, and Harrisburg has the ball back again. Ball in the 28-yard line. Great field position for Harrisburg, and they've had that all night.
They have, and again right there, it looked as though it was going to maybe be another jet sweep with Conrad or whatnot, but he had already gone kind of past Jones when Jones had caught the snap, and then he had also bobbled it, so by the time he had tried to get it out, with the receiver already past him, it was one of those things where he almost didn't know what to do with it, lost it, resulting in that fumble.
Pass out left side. New quarterback in there. That's Beckett Paulson, and he finds his receiver, Jonah Knuth, for a gain of about 10. And they are going to say it's a fresh set. Ball at the 18, just to the 18. Paulson in there. He's in the pistol. Running back behind him is Cale Rollinger. And gonna give it to Rollinger. He's got a good run. He's got a first down plus a yard or maybe 2 to the 7. And we've got a flag. That may be coming back. It is going to come back as it was a hold on Connor Legg, number 66, on the O-line. 4:45 to go here in the third quarter, a running clock. It is 48-0 Harrisburg over Brookings. I want to say thanks to another sponsor. Thanks to Kubota. Well, that makes it 1st and 20. Ball back on the 28. Paulson in the pistol. 4 wide. And hands it off to Rollinger again, right up the gut. Bounces it across the 25 to the 22. It's a gain of 6. Bring up 2nd and 14. 4 wide, 3 to the right side here. A wide side of the field for Paulson. Rollinger with him in the backfield again. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff, play action, and they're going to go with the screen to Rollinger, who has to haul it in with one hand. He's across the 15, spun around at the 10. He gets enough for the first down plus a yard. And that was a fake handoff and a middle screen to the running back Rollinger, as he saw several free rushers for the Bobcats closing in on Paulson.
Nice little one-handed snag, too, from Rollinger there. I thought I was going to get past him, but he was able to bring that one in and then pick up, like you mentioned, another 15 yards.
First and goal from the 7 for Harrisburg. Paulson hands it off to Rollinger, who's going to bounce it right, cuts it up inside the 5, and picking his way to about the 2-yard line. That's a gain of 5 on first and goal. Second and goal from the 2. He has come in and run well, and in relief of that first string. We're going to whistle before the play here. It's going to go against Harrisburg, so it'll be second and goal from the 7 after the false start. Say thanks to another sponsor. Thanks to Stony Brook here in Brookings.
After the penalty, that'll bring up second down goal from the 8-yard line.
So second and goal from the, should be from the 7. H-back right, 2 wide, 1 on either side for Paulson. Hands it off to Rollinger around the right side. And he's around the edge, inside the 5, taken out of bounds on the near sideline. Bisgard was there also, helping out. Was number 29, Cole Hockett. So it's going to be third and goal from the 4. So a gain of 3 there. Paulson and Rollinger in the backfield again. Hand off to Rollinger, right up the gut. He's got some room. He's hit, taken down, but not before he crosses the goal line. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Harrisburg Tigers. I think that was Houtman who made the hit and the tackle, but it was after he crossed the goal line. It was Houtman. So it is 54-0. Harrisburg leads. Extra point pending here for Trey Hansen. Holder is Sam Knuth. And the extra point is good. 55-0. Harrisburg leads, a minute 25 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back with a kickoff next in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Friday night football here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats football powered by Brookings Auto Mall and presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. We appreciate you joining us. Out here at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium, along with Alec Johnson, I'm Barry Hine. Thanks to Drew Schnabel for engineering. Back in the Brookings Radio Sports Network studio. Tigers about to kick it back to the Bobcats. Trey Hansen teeing it up on the 40. Wainman and Conrad deep for the Bobcats. And he's going to get a hold. He's going to have to tell his holder to go to the other side. It's like, I'm not left-footed. Cale Rollinger once again out there. Like, you just did this, right? Score a touchdown and forget everything? What's going on? Here comes the kick for Hansen. It's a deep kick to the 5, taken by Conrad, right up the center of the field. Zigzagging, looking for some area. That's Wainman, lowers his shoulder and gets to the 18-yard line. It's going to be a 13-yard return on the kick by Alex Wainman. Took a heck of a wallop on that tackle, too. Looks like he's coming off a little gingerly.
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't imagine getting hit anytime playing football. It'd be one thing to get hit when it's 7 degrees and sunny. I feel like that'd be a totally different thing getting hit when it's 30 degrees, windy, rainy, wet, cold. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick up here in the booth and pray that you don't hit me.
Good call, and you're safe. You're safe.
Okay.
And there was no give on that defensive wave either. When he lowered his shoulder, he ran into a brick wall there. Hunnemer goes out left side and incomplete. Oh, we've got a little chippiness going on. As coming up to make the tackle was Isaiah Tapp on Rystrom Malky. He didn't appreciate the way that he was taken down by Tapp. And that's probably going to be the final play of the third quarter. As we're inside 10 seconds to go, the Bobcats are going to let the time run out. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter as the team flip ends, and we start the fourth quarter in 60 seconds. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Keep moving with the Bureau of Orthopedics. The provider for multi-site athletics. And the Bureau of Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your animal needs. That's the leader in orthopedic care and keep you moving forward. Visit the Bureau.org site orthopedics.
Out of the timeout, a quick pass out into the flat for Will Conrad, and nothing doing as he's taken down for a loss on the play. As out of the gun, Jones Hunnemer just whipped it out quickly to the right flat for a loss of about 2. 3rd and 12 coming up. 11.5 to play, running clock. 55-0. Harrisburg leading here at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium over the Bobcats. Hunnemer 2 wide to the short side of the field to his right. H-back to the left. Here's the snap. Back to pass. Goes over the middle. Whistles through Conrad's hands. Maybe a little too much on that. Is Conrad unable to get a hand on it? That brings up 4th and 12. The Bobcats will bring out the punting unit with Drew Johnson. Back deep to return is going to be Jackson Tups.
Finally gets to punt with the wind behind him. Whole first half he was punting into the wind, and those punts, like you had mentioned, weren't really going anywhere, which they were tough to do with that wind, but you can see here he's going to get at least a nice little roll.
Yeah. That one may have been tipped. Kind of came out of there low, came out of there awkwardly, and it's going to be rolled dead at the 47, and it's going to be a 30-yard punt. And it was low, and it could have been much worse. So the wind did help out after all, you're right. 1st and 10 at the 47 for Harrisburg. They've had great field position most of the night. Coming up on 10 to play, I want to say thanks to a sponsor. Thanks to Anderson Insurance. Inside 10 to play. Paulson hands it off to Rollinger. He's got room around the right edge down the far sideline. It'll be a foot race. Bisgard is the only one who has a chance. He's unable to get there on the angle, and it's going to be a 47-yard touchdown run for Cale Rollinger, his second one of the night. So the Tigers keep the steamroll moving, 61-0. Clock stopped now at 9:47 after the score. Extra point for Trey Hansen pending. He's only missed one all night. And he will be, he'll miss that one. He'll be 7 of 9 on the night now. from extra points. 9:47 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kickoff. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Bobcats football, powered by Brookings Auto Mall, presented by Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. 9:47 to go in the ball game here. Harrisburg about to kick it back to Brookings. 61-0 the score. Harrisburg leading over Brookings. Hansen set to kick off once again. This time right to left, as we're in the fourth quarter. And once he kicks it off, we'll be into the running clock again. A high, deep kick taken by Conrad at the 16. Try to angle around the right side. He misses, makes one tackler miss, taken down by the second tackler. And that was number 34, Carson Drexler with the tackle rather. To the 26. 9:25 and counting to go here. We'll have a post-game show for you where we'll pick a player of the game. It's again brought to you by Boss's Pizzeria and Sports Bar in Brookings, and also brought to you by Outlaw Graphics in Brookings. Here's the snap. Handoff right up the gut. Not much doing. A yard, maybe two. And the Josiah Thomas was with the carry. I was trying to find the ball carrier. He disappeared on me. Josiah picks up there and give him 3. So 2nd and 7 coming up. Coming up on 8.5 to play here. Bobcats have been unable to really get any kind of a positive momentum rolling here at all tonight. Hunemer in the gun. Sends Houtman in motion from the right H-back and gives it to Houtman on an out pattern. And he's going to be tackled about a yard shy of the first down, maybe 2. Looks like they're going to put it on the 35, a gain of 6 there. Bring up 3rd and a yard and a half. Now they're going to put it back on the 34. I'm in a big guessing game on the spot tonight. I've been losing most of them. We've got an injured Bobcats player laying on his back at about the 23-yard line. Can't see a number. I'm unable to make it out. There's an arm in the way. I've got the binocs out. Oh, that's going to be number 53, Yeager. Yeager? Am I saying it right? Pretty sure it's a Yeager.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds right.
Ty Yeager. Getting up, working that right shoulder. I think he's going to be all right. Coming off under his own power as well. It's always good to see, as you mentioned earlier, when we had the Hamrick injury. I want to say thanks to a sponsor. Thanks to Central Bank. Clock running, inside 8 to go. In the ball game. Bobcats running back out there. Yeager started at right tackle tonight. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Handoff to Thomas. He's got the first down, plus some yardage across the 40. Out to the 42-yard line, a gain of 8 there on 3rd and 2. Bobcats move the sticks for the first time in a while. We got a flag after the play. I may have spoken too soon here. We'll await the official call from Derek Omi. Oh, they're going to call it on the defense. Looks like a hold. I don't think his mic is working, or he didn't turn it on, one of the two. We got the hold call against Harrisburg, so that'll add on to the end of the run. So the ball moved into Harrisburg territory now at the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Ball on the left hash, 43 of the Tigers in the gun. Hunemer. He's going to hand it off to Thomas, trying to get around the right edge. Has to cut it up, hit, spun, falls forward for about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 coming up. Did all he could with that one, did Josiah. We'll say thanks to another sponsor. Thanks to Brookings Health System, being a sponsor here on the Brookings Radio Sports Network. Ball at the 42. Houtman moved from the right H-back to the left side. Hand off to Thomas. He's got some room. Across the 40. Almost horse-collared. Gets to about the 36-yard line. He'll be 3 yards shy of the first down. A gain of 6 there. And a nice hold that Josiah closed up pretty quickly, but he did a nice job finishing it as well.
And a good drive here by the Bobcats. Obviously a little too late in the game, but still nonetheless, you like to see a drive like this to at least end the game, knowing that, I mean, this was the stuff that they're going to go back and look, and this is what they needed to do all night. We'll have drives like this where it wasn't just a 3-and-out or a quick 3-and-out, but at least get some first downs, move the chains, give your defense a little breather. So again, a little too late here on the night, but still a good drive right here. And as I say that, I think there was a fumble.
May have been a fumble. Looked like he got the first down. Josiah Thomas did. And it is going to be a first down for the Bobcats.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought.
Yeah.
All right.
It did look like
it was a fumble. I thought they were the ref was doing this, and
it did look like
it was the definition of a broadcaster jinx right there. It had been such a good drive. So okay, I can take a deep breath in. Okay.
It looked like the Harrisburg players reacted that way as well. Jet sweep to Conrad. Trying to get around the left edge. Nice stiff arm. Gets across the 30, taken down at the 29-yard line. A gain of about 3. That was Drew Lansing on the tackle. Coming up on 4 to play here. 2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball on the 29 of Harrisburg. 2 wide right to the short side of the field, to the right of Hunemer. Brings Conrad in motion. Hands it off to Thomas, who's hit right away, and he's going to be taken down. First one there for Harrisburg was number 89, Aiden Costain. He went a fumble recovery earlier on the night as well. 3:45 to go in the ball game here. 61-0. Harrisburg leading over Brookings. Malky wide out to the left side. Conrad in the slot. Conrad's going to be in motion. Fake the handoff. Pass it out to Malky and off his hands. Upset with himself. Thought he should have caught that. He's probably right. There on the coverage was Isaiah Tapp, number 83. It's incomplete. 4th and 10 coming up. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here. Need to get to the 22 to the Bobcats for a first down. See what they draw up here. Malky will be wide out again on the left side. Conrad in the slot. Thomas the back to the left of Hunemer, and the H-back to the right is Houtman. Back to pass. Hunemer looks, going for Houtman's, got him, and that was Bergen Tetzloff, coming from the left side across the field, and just overthrew him. Had he completed that, that may have been 6. Might have gotten the Bobcats on the board, but he's unable to get it to him. Incomplete and a turnover on downs. I want to say thanks to another sponsor. Thanks to Builders First Source. Appreciate you for being a sponsor here. Clock rolling, coming up on 2 minutes to play here. The Tigers leading 61-0. I'm guessing we'll see just some running of the ball here for Harrisburg. And they may even kneel on it. We'll see what happens. They better hurry up. They've got 12 on the clock, and they're just breaking the sideline huddle. 5 on the play clock. And they just get it off with a 1 second. Handoff right side to the running back, and he's hit. Driving, gets just enough for the first down. Nice run by Caden Russell, number 27. All right, 1:20 and counting to go here. Harrisburg going to work on the offense with some of their backups as they elect to keep running the football. 4 wide for Beckett Paulson, the backup quarterback. And Caden Russell in the backfield again. We're going to let the play clock run down. We're inside 10. And they're going to snap it with 5 on the clock. Russell, the handoff, running hard, hit immediately, trying to break out of there. May have churned a yard out of that. Well, that'll be it. And they don't have to run another play. We'll see if they're going to. It doesn't look like they are going to. Looks like they're going to run off the field, let the clock run out. And that is going to do it. 61-0, the final here in Brookings at Dana J. Dykow Stadium. Harrisburg comes in and looked unstoppable. 61-0, the final score. We'll take a 4-minute break. We'll be back with some thoughts on the game. We'll take a look at some unofficial stats. We may talk to head coach Brady Clark, I'm not sure. And we'll pick a player of the game. Again, brought to you by Outlaw Graphics in Brookings and Boss's Pizzeria and Sports Bar in Brookings. We'll take a 4-minute break, and we'll be back with your post game next. You're listening to Bobcats football on the Brookings Radio Sports Network.
Back to the